Welcome back. It's a Tomboy with Tomboy Reacts, my reaction channel. We have on tap today The Gate, a sci-fi short film by Dust on YouTube. And so, come on now, camera. Let's get into it. Dust, a Joyrider Films production.
Did you know or recognize this person?
No, I didn't. Could you tell me how his physical condition appeared to you at this point?
Well, it was fairly dark, but I could see that he was doubled over and was propping himself up against one of the cars. I thought he was ill or maybe injured. That's what it looked like.
And did he see you or respond to you in any way?
No, he didn't.
Was there anybody else with him?
I didn't see anyone, no.
Sounds like she got
Did you make
attacked.
any attempt to speak to him?
Yes. But he didn't reply, so I went over to see if I could help, which is when he began to have a sort of convulsion.
A seizure?
I think.
What did you do then?
Well, I didn't really know what to do for him, so
Call
I just thought that the
911.
best thing to do was to call for an ambulance.
Okay.
But I couldn't get a signal.
Oh, okay.
So I decided to get to the nearest landline instead.
Okay. I just need to clarify.
Oh, I don't
You
even
mentioned in your
have
preliminary
that.
statement that you saw an unusual deterioration in Mr. Russell's condition,
Not that much.
in addition to the seizure he was experiencing. Could you tell me at what point this occurred, please?
It was just after that. As I was leaving to get help, to get to a phone, I mean, just as I reached the elevator, I looked back at him.
Okay. Could you describe again what it was you saw?
Zombie. What the? Oh no.
I understand that it was only a few hours after this incident that an additional two bodies were
I am
found.
Ledger.
That would be in the early hours of the 14th.
Yes, at two different locations. Both displayed evidence of the same extreme physical trauma that Mr. Russell had experienced. I should point out that the subsequent post-mortem examinations determined that each victim did belong to the same particularly rare blood group. This couldn't have been the exclusive cause of death, but as we later found out, it was certainly relevant.
What the?
There was some initial speculation that a new virulent form of rabies might have been responsible, which could have caused the accelerated metabolic collapse, but was highly unlikely to have caused
My
the gross
goodness.
distortion of the skeletal structure.
Unless I'm fighting
In any
Resident
case, there was
Evil.
no evidence of its presence in any of the PCR tests. In fact, there was no presence of any toxins, contagion, or infectious agents at all.
So how did he
Proceeding to the night of the 16th, significant in two regards.
Yes. At 8:17 p.m., a call was made to the emergency services from a residential address in Canary Wharf. The caller gave a brief description of her husband's symptoms before being unexpectedly cut off. When paramedics finally gained entry to the apartment 25 minutes later, they found two bodies, identified as a Mr. and Mrs. Halliday. The pathologist's report concluded that Mrs. Halliday had suffered a depressed fracture of the skull and multiple fractures to the C3 and C4 vertebrae. In short,
snapped
her
her
husband's physical deterioration had become so uncontrollable
neck?
that she had been killed as she attempted to assist him.
It would seem that the Joint Committee recognized the potential threat that you advised them of and responded accordingly.
Fortunately, yes. The emergency measures were in place before the next occurrence, which took place a little over 36 hours later.
I'm guessing all this happening, like, what the world? I'm guessing they dealing with it, because it wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. And why you take your mask off? You don't know if this is, if it's really not airborne or not. You done took your mask off.
Was it determined why the physical deformities advanced so aggressively in this instant?
Not conclusively, but subsequent cellular examination of the deceased did result in a partial breakthrough. Cytology research at Roslin identified part of the biological process that we now know to be responsible.
What?
By this stage, research efforts were focused on what role DNA might have during these episodes. And quite quickly, the Roslin team determined that certain long-redundant gene sequences were becoming activated. It's never been clear as to what their function or purpose may have been in the past, but one theory is that they once played an important role in the evolutionary process. This may also explain the range of somewhat primitive physical characteristics we've seen in each of these cases.
And the incident in the Crixon Finance building?
Yes. On the evening of the 19th.
Evolution.
Following a board meeting that had finished at 7:25 p.m., an account executive and one of his assistants had elected to work on into the evening. At approximately 8:35 p.m., just over an hour later, the PA made her way down to the second floor to have a set of papers signed off by a member of the auditing team. Now, this was Mr. Martin Wiseman.
Run, girl. Why so empty in there? Ain't no janitor or nothing. Run, girl. Oh, Lord. Girl, I think it's time to run. Don't sit there. Don't stand there looking crazy. Run. Don't stand there looking good. You finna die. You did. You just done for. It's over. Oh, she ran up. He ain't even answer the phone. So why leave her alone and coming up to him? Ooh. Okay, so he not attacking folks.
At 8:54 p.m., Mr. Wiseman was found deceased in the fourth floor lobby area. But most importantly, physical evidence found in Mr. Wiseman's office was confirmation that he regularly purchased pharmaceutical products via an unregulated online retailer. The discovery of similar products found in the possession of the other victims led to the conclusion that they too had made purchases from the very same website. Forensic analysis of this evidence revealed that it contained a highly unstable, synthesized property that was chemically similar to a hormone that is naturally found in the process of DNA construction and repair. It is this similarity that had prevented earlier detection during the pathology examinations.
That's crazy.
In short, the prolonged usage of this unstable chemical, combined with an unusual blood group, eventually culminated in activating the catastrophic biological process that caused their deaths.
That's crazy.
As you will already know, the website in question has already been shut down, and steps have been taken to bring those responsible to account for the iniquity of what has happened here. I have briefed the minister thus far, and he is satisfied.
First of all, why would you
a major public health crisis has been averted.
Why would you buy
He asks that I should thank you and your team for the work done.
From an
If I might say one last thing, continued diligence in this matter is
That's
critical.
one thing you don't buy.
We know
off
from past
hand.
experience
That's one
that even
thing
the
you
most
do not
aggressive
buy
public
black
health warnings are
market.
frequently ineffective. With unlicensed phamarceutical retailers becoming more and more prevalent,
All
it
these
is
folks
entirely possible
making
that we
hand
will face
sanitizer.
further emergencies of this type in the future.
Doing this panoramic.
Thank you, Dr. Ackerman. We will take your concerns under advisement.
Folks think they doggone Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and all that, selling hand sanitizer that they ain't even check, test, or nothing else. 99.999% alcohol in it during the pandemic. You don't know what's in that stuff. Yo, this thing's crazy too. Hold on. 1/5, huh? They trying to tell us something. They trying to tell us something.
Subscribe to Dust for new sci-fi.
They trying to tell us something, y'all. But yeah, that's one thing you don't buy back market. That's why I don't understand. Like, I know you might not have the funds to go and get that surgery you want. Like, everybody out here trying to get BBLs. Don't go to somebody that's gonna shoot your butt up full of cement. I know you watched Botched. Don't do it. People dying left and right because they're trying to go and get these uncertified folks to shoot their butts up, to do nose jobs and stuff. Go to a reputable source. Please don't do that to yourself, because you might end up like this. And we done see some crazy stuff in the world today, and you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what could happen either. So it's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. But listen, that's just my opinion. All right, you could do what you want to do with your body, but I'm just saying, I wouldn't risk it. And my social media is in the description below. Peace. Peace.